Radical. Welcome to Radical Rapid Fire Comment Response for November 29th through December 5th, 2021. Short comments, quick replies. Part 2. Lee Mons. Cow emoji. That's really kind of changing things up, you know? It was a... Sorry for the notification. It was a time-honored tradition that Captain Kirk started, leaving the milk glass emoji. And then people started leaving cookies, in response to the milk glass. But sometimes people will try to change it up from time to time, and this is one of those instances. Lee Mons left a cow emoji. The question is it acceptable? Because, milk does come from a cow. I just don't know how to feel about this. I don't know how other people will feel about this cow emoji, and if this picks up, I personally like the milk glass. Some people leave a milk bottle, but it's just all milk. Martyville. Maybe those are remote-controlled tanks. This is a way Tommy Tallarico can get away from criticism. Because, let me explain. Tommy Tallarico stated that, in comparison to the Nintendo Switch, the Amico is going to be a family console with not a lot of violence in their games. Sorry for that notification. With a lot of violence in their games, okay? So, I stated, and a lot of people see that the tank game, the tanks are destroying the other tanks. But what if people are not in those tanks? That's what Tommy will probably say. He'll just come out and say, well, listen, there's no violence happening there because it's just remote-controlled tanks. There's no one in those tanks. And it's not like, you see anyone running out of the tanks on fire. So that would be possibly a way for him to get out of the criticism for the no violence thing on Amico games. Texas Cheesehead Gamer. Sir, how dare you make fun of farming simulator games? My father was a farming simulator game, and it was all he could do to put virtual milk on the table for us every day. Okay, that's pretty funny right there. Some people came by, actually really angry, triggered. Some actual farmers came by, thinking that I was just making fun of farmers. Well, the thing is, I make fun of something like a farming simulator game because I just don't see a lot of the appeal. If I'm going to be interested in farming, I'm really not going to get a game. I'm going to go out and farm. Now, the only thing I could probably see, the only use I could see for this game would be maybe if you were an actual farmer and you might actually use the game to actually help you with some techniques for farming. I don't know a whole lot about farming. So I need to learn more about farming, and who knows, maybe one day I'll become a farmer. Hell, this year I'm going on my journey of being a flea marketer, so who knows what the future lies for me. Dumez, I have another option. My Switch goes up to 70 inches on either of my two TVs. Yeah, that's a pretty good option. Most people are going to be like, okay, I want to play my Switch on a bigger screen. I'm going to hook it up to the living room TV. Or a TV in another room, 65, 70 inches, But this Orion Switch, I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand it as a product. So, yeah, Dumez, you're right. You're in the right. 99% of people are going to actually just hook it up to the bigger TV, other than spending $350 for, a screen that's twice as big. It's still really tiny compared to a 70-inch TV. Gorilla 78. No, wait. Gorilla La? Gorilla La. Okay, Gorilla La 78. This totally ruins all portability of a Switch. Not to mention your wrist will fall off trying to play this thing. Well, you bring up a great thing that it's going to be heavy to actually lift and play. So it ruins the portability because, okay, it's going to be heavy, your wrists are going to hurt, unless you actually go buy yourself some protein powder at GNC, and maybe eat a steak before you actually pick this thing up. Make sure to get your carbs in too. This whole thing's going to be a freaking workout, It should actually come with maybe some braces for your arms to actually, hold this thing. It's not portable. So that's the biggest criticism of this is it's not portable. And just wait until you see the Orion Up Switch Plus. Okay, that's going to be a 70-inch screen because they've heard the criticism from people like Dumez saying, well, you know what? I'm just going to play it on a 70-inch screen. Well, guess what? They're coming out with a 70-inch Orion Up switch. You know how you work that? You actually put it on top of the Orion Up switch. So you have the switch and then the Orion Up switch, and then then you plug this on top of that. It's like you're carrying around the Sega CD32X kind of deal. Mugger Fugger. Nah, 5K likes versus 2.7K dislikes sounds about right. Also, it's a shame I only listen to YouTube on my phone, so I can't use it. Okay, well, I was talking about that app that whatever it's called, the add-on that lets you actually see the likes to dislikes. And I went to the Dreamcast guy upload where he's talking about the remastered trilogy of the Rockstar games. The complete dumpster fire of a trilogy that came out, and he gave it like a 9 out of 10 or something. And I was shocked that it only had 2.7 dislikes to 5K likes. So I could basically point to that as proof positive that the likes and dislikes, along with views, along with other things, it's not an exact science. It really isn't, because sometimes it makes sense, like with the Ghostbusters trailer. Sometimes it doesn't make any sense. That should have a whole lot more dislikes than that, because he's basically proving that he's shilling for Rockstar. A 9 out of 10? Yeah. It was my exact response. Nah, it's not. Dreamy is a terrible game reviewer and a shill for Rockstar. Yeah, so you got two things there. Terrible game reviewer, shill for Rockstar. I guess, when you get a certain level on YouTube, you're just kind of too big to fail. Unless, you pull a boogie and have some crazy stuff happens, then people will forgive you being a terrible games reviewer and a shill, which is kind of sad. Red Stratus 97. You can't stop it from happening. You are right about that. But you can continue to deter people from participating in it. Your work on here has done just that with some people. Yeah, I think I had the wrong mindset, Red Stratus 97. Because I really genuinely, I want to stop most all e-begging on YouTube, at least in the gaming sector. And I thought, the more and more I went through, I was actually kind of getting through to people, and I was actually shaming a lot of these people, but it's way too far gone for any one person and, a lot of other people that would be listening to me and agreeing with me could actually do. It's, the toothpaste is out of the tube. All right, there's too many holes in the boat. Water's sinking in. Water's going to sink the boat. It's just gone. But I feel that there's actually some educating that I can still do in the remainder of the time that I have on this earth and on YouTube. So I can still educate people. So there is that, a little bit of good I can actually do to help people, which was my goal, to actually make better purchasing decisions and save their money and not spend it on, stupid things like YouTube videos. Rune Mamba. I was hyped for the Warrior Suns game too, but it was anticlimactic. I hope Booker's injury isn't too crazy. Cam will always be a legend in my book. His MVP season was one of the best performances to watch in football history. Yeah, it's how it goes sometimes. You might have a year or two, and some people might call it a fluke, but he was the MVP. No one can take that year away from Cam. He had that 1 year. He, didn't do so great in the Super Bowl, but I have my conspiracy theories on that. The guy runs away with the MVP. Literally, he was the best running quarterback easily that year. He was Superman that year. He's a bit trash now, not too good now, but back in 2015, you gotta understand, this guy was on the top of the world. And sometimes it's a hard pill to swallow, when you're not that guy anymore. I think he's even considering retiring, which is kind of sad, but it doesn't last forever. Just doesn't, none of it lasts forever. So enjoy it while you can. Computer Chick Productions. I'm all over YouTube. Tech, sports, camping, outdoors, music, comedy, gaming, news, everywhere. Yeah, it's pretty diverse. Probably more diverse than my channel. I try to be everywhere too. I try to talk about just whatever I possibly can, but there's some things here. Camping. I have not had one camping upload. I have not had any outdoors upload. But, if I became a camper, if I went outdoors a whole lot, if I had some stories, then I could have camping stories. Some people form their entire channels around camping stories and just general stories about their life, which, I realize I have all these interesting stories from my life, and I can convert that into YouTube uploads, and I'll be doing a whole lot of that this year. So yeah, it's fun. That kind of keeps it fun, Computer Chick. Just kind of like keeping it everywhere and not being like laser focused on just a couple different things. Because ultimately, YouTube mostly it should be just about having fun, you know. Ash's Game Den. May I refer you to Dragon Ball Evolution? Yamcha in that movie is fucking awful. No, you may not refer me to Dragon Ball Evolution. I'm trying to forget everything about that movie. Trailer. I didn't watch the movie. I saw the trailer. And I'm still trying to forget the trailer. Where does it go wrong? There's so many ways that movie goes wrong. Most specifically, the way Piccolo looks. Piccolo is like my favorite Dragon Ball character. And that is not Piccolo. Okay? None of these people are the Dragon Ball characters. You know, you got this 5-foot midget playing Goku. Okay, maybe he's not a midget, but you have a 5-foot midget playing Goku. No. You know, that guy, if you shave that guy's head, maybe that guy could have been a Krillin. A Krillin, right? They chose Yamcha, though. Krillin's not even in the movie, right? Am I correct? Krillin's not in the movie? I would have chose a Krillin over a Yamcha. And that might not be that hard to do. You know, shave guy's head, you know, maybe put 6, dots on the head and everything. Before you even think about making a movie, you have to think to yourself, can we make this faithful to the source material? I mean, say what you will about Cowboy Bebop, at least Spike and Jet, I mean, they look the part. No one in here looks the part. So you fail right there because you don't look the part. And the thing about Yamcha is, I will say, from a couple scenes that I watched, because I wanted to watch something actually just so I could reply to this, Yamcha, the voice is not that bad. The voice is actually pretty close. So ironically, out of all the characters, you say Yamcha is awful, but I think Yamcha, maybe voice alone, might be, of all of them, maybe closer to truthful to the characters. The only redeeming thing about that movie, and the scenes I've seen, though, is Bulma. Looks a bit of delicious, Bulma does in that movie. So, yeah, that would probably be the only thing I would. There's 2 things I would watch in that movie, and they both belong. They're part of Bulma.